To do what in the playoffs? He ain't done fuck all anyway. Because with D'Antoni, he did nothing. With Doc, he's done nothing. What do you think D'Antoni's going to do? Have a magic wand and then all of a sudden he's going to get a championship ring? He's a criminal to basketball. He's an absolute criminal to basketball. He's a disgrace. Absolute disgrace. It's disgraceful. 2 shots in the game 6 when you're down. 2 shots. It's not even 2 scoring shots. It's just 2 shots.
Spartans! What is your profession?
Yes, people, another edition of Nights of the Roundtable discussions where we discuss all sports all the time. Got my guys, The Truth and Mr. KA with me. How we doing, people?
All good, man. Finally. Wait, when the last NBA talk?
What was it? What was it, K? Was it January? Was it January or February?
I can't remember.
Nah, I can't lie. What were we talking about? I can't even remember what we were talking about, to be honest.
But imagine if it was after the trade deadline.
I think it was.
The first one, though, not the second.
I feel like it was in January, yeah.
I feel like it was in January, bro. I genuinely can't
February
remember.
time.
But doesn't matter, people, because it is back. NBA talk is back. It's about time because the way how the WhatsApp group's been going off, yeah.
That's the joke. That's the joke.
Everyone's got a lot to say, so we're gonna be getting into it. There's a lot to get into. Listen, some of the stuff I don't think we're gonna be able to get into. Like the time is against us with all the stuff that we need to get into in terms of NBA talk. But I'm not gonna waste no time. As usual, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Get the likes up, the subscriptions up, all that good stuff. Say on the time, share. We are here. And don't forget to join our social media pages as well. Links are in the description. That's how excited I am, people. I'm getting tongue-tied and all sorts. Because, listen, the playoffs have been an absolute madness to the point where we even had a sweepstake in our group. And everyone's involved. It's been a mazzoline. There's 3 people left in it. Mr. KA with Golden State, Tooth with Celtics, and myself, who got forced into we got forced into picking another team because my team got swept. I'm not ashamed to say it on here. I didn't want to do it. I wanted to leave these guys to it, but Tooth forced me. People, if you saw Fight Talk, you know what I'm talking about. I've adopted the Miami Heat. So technically I'm still in, but I'm not in. It's a madness. And no better place to start than the conference that is the most competitive. And funny enough, it is the Eastern Conference. Massive game that happened. Game 7 between the Bucks and the Celtics. Celtics coming out on top. Fantastic series that we saw there. Mr. K, I'm gonna come to you first. As I said, brilliant series, went back and forth. No one took a 2-2 lead. It was 1-0, 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, 3-3, and then the Celtics winning back-to-back games and going through to the conference finals. For the Celtics, how massive a victory is this? Putting out the champion. Well, now they will be the former champions, but still the current champions right now. How important is that? And that with them going forward into the conference finals.
Sorry. No, it's big. It'll be big for Celtics as it would be for any other team. But I think this is the chance for those Celtics have been there before, a chance to write rewrite history. Once you kind of get to a finals and you get to do one better, you get another chance. So it's big for them. They've had a lot of critics because they've had a lot of good teams over the years. So they've had a lot of critics about why they can't get over the hump. Each and every one of them had their critics. So for them to put in such a big performance, take out the champions, as you mentioned, it can only be positive for them. And it will,
Nah,
yeah.
100%. Like, I can agree with that. Because what is it? Was it? Hold on. Last season, did they get to the conference finals as well? Or was it the season before?
Season before.
Yeah, so season before. I think.
Who they play though? Last season, who they play? No, they didn't get to snow.
Nah.
Yeah, they didn't get to conference final. They lost against Heat.
Yeah. I think the season
Was it
before
them?
that, they went to the conference finals and lost to the. I'm trying to think now. I'm desperately trying to
I can't
think.
remember.
Who did? Was it the Heat? No, I think it was the season before. They
So
played
last
the Heat
season, they went out second round. You went out second round last year.
Okay, yeah. But anyway, listen, at the end of the day, what's been touted with this team, Truth, is that, I think you said this before, they've got very, very good players. No star, you would say, even though some people would argue Tatum could be put into that category. But when you got good, they got very good players. Tatum, Brown, obviously Al Horford gone back there with the experience. Marcus Smart. They just couldn't get over the hump, and that's why I think them beating the Bucks and knocking them out with a superstar like Giannis, who people were saying has taken over the reins from LeBron in terms of being the best player in the NBA. Like, I just think that this Celtics team right here, I think they can go all the way and win it.
Man, it's so last season, I think their coach got sacked last season, didn't they? Because it was just
they lost
yeah.
Okay, what was the coach's name?
He didn't get sacked. Danny Ainge. He became the GM, and then they hired a new one. So they just shaked up the the coaching staff and the backroom staff.
Okay, so who's the coach?
Danny Ainge is a GM. I can't remember his name. It's that black guy. I can't remember.
Some black guy with his
He was an assistant, I think, at I want to say San Antonio, but I can't remember. I don't think it is. He was an assistant somewhere, but I can't remember where.
Okay, type it up. Type it up and remember his name. Truth, go on.
Yeah, so they done a big shakeup because last season was so disappointing, but they had loads of injuries. The Kemba Walker experience didn't work. That didn't work. And they've gone back to just, this season, everyone says they're just relying on defense. They play hard in defense. But what's worked is the synergy back between Smart, Brown, and Tatum. Obviously, Tatum's the main guy, but those two complement him perfectly. And it's a three-pronged attack. So one of them could have an off night, and then another one could pop off. And I'll tell you what, in terms of their team, it's the best I've seen them play since 2018, when they got to the final and lost against LeBron's Cleveland. So is it a coming of age? It has to be. I think this is their final chance. I think this is Tatum, Smart, Jaylen Brown's their final chance to stake a claim that, we're going to be here, we're going to be our superstars in our own right. I think after this, if they don't get it after this, then they're just going to be They're going to be drifting as also runs. They're going to be like the likes of Donovan Mitchell and the guy in in Nuggets.
Jokic.
No, not Jokic. Jokic.
Oh, Murray.
Yeah, Jamal Murray. But they're just going to be floating. But they're going to be good players. But it's like, do they have enough to really go for the chip? Do they have that mentality to go for the chip? So, yeah.
100. Listen, at the end of the day, I said, credit where credit's due to the Celtics. They've done what they needed to do to get to the conference finals, knocked out the juggernaut, which is Giannis and KA.
Yeah.
When you look at the flip side, Giannis going out, I mean, listen to Giannis's numbers throughout the series. Game 1, 24, 13, and 12. Game 2, 28, 9, and 7. Game 3, 42, 12, and 8. Game 4, 34, 18. Game 5, 40 and 11. Game 6, 44 and 20. And Game 7, 25, 20, and 9. When you look at the workload that Giannis went through, do we have to question him? It's something that the Truth brought up in the group, and I think it's a little bit unfair when he mentioned LeBron and LeBron having injuries and still getting through the to the finals. can we not say, KA, that the Eastern Conference is a lot tougher now than what it was when LeBron played for Cleveland? So in saying that, with Giannis putting up all those numbers, even with that, coming up against a team like the Celtics, you're always going to need help with the strength and depth that they have.
You are, yeah, no, I agree, and it is a different ball game. In this day and age, it's the times that we're playing in. LeBron you could be one person and carry a team, whereas Giannis and as you said, the level of the defense of the teams are playing nowadays, Giannis just was too much because he had an historic season, put up some crazy numbers that you haven't seen. He got better this year. Like he's gotten better, he's progressively gotten better, and he's played some outstanding basketball. But we saw the importance of players in your team, and your supporting cast needs to be able to step up. And
until the media recognizes that fact, because we recognizes it, but until the media recognizes that fact, I am sorry, we have to hold him to the same level as we do LeBron James. If he is the superstar, he needs to carry this team to the final, just like LeBron did when he had Thingy left and Kevin Love was injured. He has to carry this team to the finals. I'm sorry.
I think that's harsh because
because
when you've got players on your team like Drew Holiday and you've got players out like Middleton, which hasn't been mentioned yet. Middleton, he's not just his shooting, his defense was missed a lot. So I find it hard to hold just Giannis accountable because the numbers he put up, he did more than what he could do, and it just unfortunately wasn't enough because Celtics had.
This guy had a closeout game at home. I do not want to hear it. He had a closeout game at home.
He dropped 44 and 20.
But it doesn't matter how. Ask Jordan.
I know Tatum, but then Tatum went and dropped. What was it? 46? Is it 43 or 46?
This is it. The numbers that Tatum put up, numbers that Celtics just had the better squad depth.
Yeah,
and that was just enough. It was just too much.
And I just think that the team was better. I think if LeBron came up against this Celtics team, I don't think it would have went 7 games.
What?
I don't think it would have went 7 games on his own. I just don't know how. Because
I think it could have easily.
Nah. I don't think so because the fact of the matter is, it's not a case of like, for example, with Doncic, where Doncic just scored like all those numbers. That's rebound and assist that I'm reading out. Like Giannis did everything. I don't think Giannis could have done anything else. He like when you watch the games, he played. He brought people into play. He was assisting, he was doing everything. Whatnot. Obviously, his second half in Game 7 wasn't great, but I think that was just a workload because we said it. Like he looked like he was going to burn out, and I think the workload just took over, and it was just too much for him in the end.
You just made a comparison.
But hold on, remember you're playing the best defensive team in the league. I don't think LeBron does it. I don't. I don't. Not in his own.
We're talking about LeBron in his prime here. No one.
I still don't think so. And
yes, I know. What team?
Hold on, wait. Hold on, wait. But because obviously, listen. As much as I don't like him, but I'm being deadly serious. I think the way that the Celtics played it, I think LeBron could have matched Giannis's numbers. I'm not disputing that. I just don't think he would have been able to get them over the line. I think it would have went 6 games instead of 7. Me personally.
Nah, look, for me, I was looking at Giannis to see, putting up numbers is one thing. Like, he could put up the numbers, but the fact is, can he lead this? Can he be clutch, especially in that second half?
Yeah, he wasn't.
Now, what Middleton is the clutch guy. Drew is the clutch guy for that team. Giannis is not the clutch guy.
This is it, and he did miss Chris Middleton, but
so why were you saying because he's not the clutch? Then he needs to become clutch.
Yeah, he does. He has to.
He needs to become clutch.
He has to because listen, for LeBron, his first years in his career, that's what we said. He wasn't clutch. I mean, it's debatable whether he's clutch now, but he wasn't clutch, and he had to develop that trait the same way how he had to develop that leadership trait and the killer mentality, which I still don't think he has, but he had to develop all these things. So Giannis is gonna have to do that. I know they're different types of players, but listen, we got to hold all these guys accountable. So like KD's another one that has to do it as well.
You have
to be put in this category with these guys, you have to be able to do these things. But at the same time, K, I agree with you. I think that, like I said it in the group, if Chris Middleton plays in this, if Chris Middleton's fit, this doesn't go 7 games. 100% it doesn't go 7 games. Because I think that is the guy that would have made a difference for the Bucks. That's how much of a difference Chris Middleton has on this team, especially from a shooting perspective, because they were awful shooting in Game 7. But it is what it is. The Celtics are through. And the other team that are through to the Eastern Conference Finals are the Miami Heat, who had a slightly easier job, winning 4-2 against the 76ers. Truth. In terms of the Heat, because no one's really talking about them. They've just gone about their business. But they're in the conference finals. Obviously, 2 seasons ago, they went to the finals. So there's a level of consistency there with that. Jimmy Buckets is balling out to a certain extent, but hasn't really had to do much. From the Heat perspective, right, what are the expectations? Do we believe that based on what we've seen from the Heat so far, that they are a team to be reckoned with?
They beat your favorites.
Yeah, swept.
They beat your favorites. You know what it is? Heat are a funny team because obviously they done well in the bubble and everyone thought they were just a bubble team. I never thought that. I thought they coached very well. They got Eric Spoelstra, who's a great coach. And they got good depth. Well. Yeah, they got very good depth. And the GM that they have, I forgot his name. He's a very regimental GM.
GM. Okay.
Oh, GM. Oh, the guy with grey hair. I forgot his name now.
Yeah, I forgot his name. But he's very regimental when it comes to the way the team should be run. So they do have that mentality of working hard. And this year, with adding Larry, they've got depth. They've got good depth.
Oladipo as well.
Exactly, the people that they could bring on, they could throw a lot of people at especially the superstars. They could grind you out. And that's why I think they've got the advantage over Celtics.
Really?
In terms of depth, come on. In terms of depth, apart from Celtics' big 3, they got Agent Al Horford. They've got, as I said,
Grant Williams could have another great game. You never know.
Yeah, but you wouldn't rely on him to have a great game, though. I think a lot of these guys got their head back down. People like Tyler Hero started flipping making these TikTok videos and
he's been awful
rapping stuff. But he stepped up. Jimmy Buckets, as you said, great leadership ability, especially for a young team, and they follow by his example. Bam's been undercover, having a pretty solid season, good numbers. He's always going to give you a 9 regardless. So as you said, no one's talked about them, but I have kept my eye on them throughout the whole season, and I think they're peaking about the right time. It's not going to be an easy series at all.
No, it's going to be a close series. And just before we get into talking about the conference final series between the Heat and the Celtics, Mr. KA, obviously, to get to the conference finals, the Heat, as we know, swept the Brooklyn Nets. Terrible performance from the Nets. In terms of KD, what does this say about KD and his leadership of the Brooklyn Nets being swept in the first round by the Miami Heat?
I was not expecting you to ask me about KD,
I swear Celtics.
Was it Celtics? Was it Celtics?
Yeah, remember Celtics.
He played Raptors. Either way, Celtics sweeping them, whichever one, K. Who cares? Yeah.
So I even expect you to ask me about KD. So go think on the fly here. I didn't ask you about this before. No, but you can say it says a lot to KD whether he's got the mentality to lead a team, because you could argue that wherever he's been, where he's been successful, he's never had to lead a team. He's never had to be the guy. So Brooklyn was the first opportunity for him to do that, and you could argue
Failed.
he's failed because with the talent he's had, with the talent he's
That's
got,
the way.
yeah, he should be every single season NBA Finals, like minimum. So yeah, you could say it says a lot, and it's definitely tarnished his image in terms of where he is in the all-time greatest list, as the
Yeah.
American analysts like to go on about, and the fans like to talk about.
Mhm.
Nah, 100. I don't disagree with that. And truth, I know you got a lot to say when it comes to KD. So as we say, he needs to be held in the same esteem with LeBron in terms of the way how
Not
he
anymore.
goes.
Not
he
anymore.
he go, no, I'm
Sorry.
not saying they're levels. I'm saying like when we judge them, he has to
Nah,
be judged the same way. No,
I think that ship has sailed. You can't judge him like that no more, because for me, this was KD's legacy. This was KD. Brooklyn was KD's legacy. This was his chance to say, "Yep, this is my team. I'm gonna do what it takes." Boom. It didn't happen. Well, what do you think he's gonna do next year? Because I'm not sure where he goes from here.
I genuinely don't know the answer to that question. like obviously, the main factor is Kyrie will be able to play more games. So
Kyrie.
we've got like, hold on, wait, no, hold on, time out. No, I know exactly what's gonna happen. Hold on a minute. I know exactly what's gonna happen next season. Yeah,
Kyrie
Benjamin Simmons will be back. Yeah, he will come into this
Oh
team. They will
my
have
God.
their big three,
Oh
and they're
my
sweeping
God.
everybody.
Oh my God.
Sweeping everybody. Yeah. Benjamin Simmons on that defense, because the one thing we have to say, as much as banter aside, yeah, he's an elite defender, and one of the things
No, he's not. No.
True.
No.
No. KA, back me up here.
That ship has
Ben Simmons is an elite defender.
That ship has sailed. I'm sorry. The Ben Simmons that you're gonna
Sorry,
see.
man. I'm just not in the mood right now. I'm distracted right now. But I'm gonna lie.
This guy's thinking about football, man. Allow the football, man. We've got NBA talk to talk about, man. Professionalism.
You be the same. Anyway, let me not.
How? I'm already seeing. I'm not. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Ben Simmons here. That ship has sailed. He is a liability right now wherever he goes.
No, I just think everyone has to kind of just redefine how they think of him and what they think of him. He's not that superstar prospect coming out of Australia anymore. He's come and like he's just been seen to be. He basically has to go somewhere and be the third guy. He can't be one or two.
Bro, he's done the cardinal sin. What he needs to hope for, that there's another pandemic so he can play behind closed doors. Because this guy has put himself out there as a mentally weak, fragile, pathetic human being that can't handle. No. When the heat no. Let me speak, fam. Because you are out there here to play basketball. I don't get to go to work here. I don't get to go to work and say I'm suffering from freaking mental health. Let me take however thing off. My team.
But you actually can probably.
What, for the whole season? For the whole season? Okay, fine, for a whole year? For a whole year? No.
They would have handed you your P45
in a heartbeat. How? You're getting paid for what? It's disrespectful for me. And your team needs you. They are down there, about to get swept. Okay, your boys KD legacy is on the line. They ask you, can you even come? Can you just show up? Can you show your face? He's like, mentally. He's like, mentally, I can't do it. No, he's finished. He's finished as a basketball player. I don't want to hear defensive anything. He's finished. He can't come back. He needs to go back to Australia and play flipping down in the swamp. That swamp basketball.
Said, go and play with the Aborigines, bro.
I'm finished with him now. I'm finished with Ben Simmons.
Listen, in all seriousness, I don't know where the Brooklyn Nets go from here. We'll see what happens with Ben Simmons if he comes back. He's got a target on his back though, because every time he plays away, people are just going to be on him. And the fact that you're a basketball player and you won't shoot, like you've got a rod for your own back in it. But honestly, in terms of the Nets, I don't know where they're going to go. First things first, if they want to go anywhere, they have to get rid of Steve Nash. That's the first thing they have to do because it's just not going to work out. KD has to go back and reevaluate because at this moment in time, he's being seen as that guy that he jumps on the bandwagon. That's all he does. He needs to join elite sides. I think there was talk of him going back to Golden State or something like that. Some foolishness. And whatnot. But he needs to sort the Brooklyn Nets out. And it's embarrassing that they got swept. You know, not even like, oh yeah, it was like a 4-2 or something. They got swept by the Boston Celtics. It's absolutely ridiculous.
There's only one hope for KD. Him and LeBron join up at the Knicks, form a super team, and then win it for the Knicks. That's it.
Anyone will never allow himself to join forces with LeBron.
Nah, KD will never join forces.
I can see LeBron joining, but KD, I feel like KD, he won't let his ego.
Nah, think about it. Like, both of them, no one would expect them to go and, you know, win versus these other teams that are more squad-based. Because apparently, you know, LeBron's aging. He's only going for records now, and KD can't last the whole season. So they will want to go prove people wrong. I could see that happening if they want to, man.
It's not gonna happen. KD won't allow it. Because again, it will be, oh well, it's someone else's team. It's not my team. Because if LeBron goes there, it's gonna be his team, innit?
Yes, accept that though. KD has to accept that now because, as I said, where does he go from here?
Nah, his ego. We know what he's like, bro. He's sensitive, so he won't allow people to be able to criticize him like that. He'd rather get criticized for flopping than having people say again that he just joined the super team. That's the only way you can win chips, bro. But listen, we'll see what happens with the Brooklyn Nets and where they go from here. But the Miami Heat bumped into the guy that was the team that traded Ben Simmons. Okay.
Yes, this is it. This is the main segment of the show.
Okay, listen. Right, you've got the Miami Heat.
This is the main segment.
Joel Embiid, unfortunately, gets injured because he had to put too much work in to cover others against the Raptors. Right, so you're going in, it's Heat versus 76ers. You're going in there, you still got the Tobias Harris, you still got Maxey. At this point, you still had Danny Green, right? So surely there should have been more of a fight going up against the Heat because you had three guys there that are experienced players. To top that off, you then got another guy who allegedly is a basketball player, right? He was there. It was seen as dynamic duo. They were being compared to Kobe and Shaq. Kobe and Shaq.
Yeah, that was nonsense, though, man.
Kobe and Shaq.
After like,
I think they're better.
Right? So James Harden joins the 76ers. We're going into a conference semifinals. 76ers go 2-0 down, which was expected because the Heat had basically, I think they had everybody apart from Kyle Lowry. Fair enough. Embiid comes back, does his bit, galvanizes the team. It goes 2-2. Game 5 comes about. They get beaten. I think James Harden scored 14 points in that game. Game 6 comes, right? Embiid is struggling. Apparently, I think it wasn't just his facial injury. I think it was his back as well.
I think he had a hand injury as well. I think his thumb or something like that.
Yeah, he was mashed up, basically. Right? So he battles through it. He's in the walls, all sorts. I think Danny Green got injured early in that game.
Yeah.
James Harden's primary thing in basketball is to what?
Facilitate, score.
To score, right? explain to me in the second half, right? how your primary thing is scoring, yeah? And it's a game 6, you're down, you're fighting for your lives, and he takes 2 shots in the whole of the second quarter. KA, explain to me how this man didn't single-handedly sabotage the 76ers from attempting to go through to the conference finals.
Just as my man Joe Embiid said, like, we are all fools for expecting, he didn't say those words, but we're all fools for expecting the Houston Rockets James Harden. At Houston Rockets
exactly.
James Harden, he had scoring titles back-to-back seasons. I think that he winning MVPs, but as soon as he left to go to Brooklyn and then now to Philly, I don't think he cares about basketball. And do you know what? If he admitted it, came out and said, I'm here just to play, get my check, people will be fine. But he carries himself. I'm just upset it happened to Embiid, man, and my guy Doc as well.
I know, but and this is the problem that I have, yeah, with this guy is the fact that he so openly sabotaged the 76ers, right? After Embiid put his life on the line to come back to try and get his team to the conference semifinals. Poor Doc, imagine Doc Rivers, yeah? Doc Rivers, right, said, remember, he wasn't involved in this trade. He wasn't involved in this trade because I'm pretty sure if he was, James Harden wouldn't be a 76er, right? Doc Rivers did everything to try and accommodate James Harden. Did even got the horse placenta to get Embiid back, right, to help him out. And that criminal went out there to sabotage, right, the 76ers. For what? So D'Antoni can come and be the new coach of the 76ers so that he can have the ball in his hands for 45 minutes. To do what in the playoffs? He ain't done fuck all anyway. Because with D'Antoni, he did nothing. With Doc, he's done nothing. What do you think D'Antoni's going to do? Have a magic wand and then all of a sudden he's going to get a championship ring? He's a criminal to basketball. He's an absolute criminal to basketball. He's a disgrace. Absolute disgrace. It's disgraceful. 2 shots in the game 6 when you're down. 2 shots. It's not even 2 scoring shots. It's just 2 shots. Like, the truth. Come and defend your boy here, bruv. Because I'm sorry, it's indefensible what he did, bruv. It's a travesty.
Are we done? Is it my turn there? Is it my turn? Guys.
Let's skip truth. There's not much you can say. I don't know what you can
say.
No,
listen. I can't defend James Harden in game 6. I cannot defend it. Nor will I attempt to defend James Harden in game 6. What I will say is that no matter how much you blame the worn out screwdriver when you're doing your DIY, at the end of the day, it's your fault for not getting the right tools. It's your fault for not getting the right strategy. You've seen Harden play ever since you got him for the last 4 or 5 months. You need to see how you make this guy work in your team. Yeah? It's clearly not the same James Harden that was in Houston. So, as a good coach, you need to find another way. But no, not Mr. I'm going to live on my one title how many years ago. Yeah? Not Mr. I'm going to adapt to what the team needs or adapt to the opposition. No. Doc Puddles, this guy, a chronic second round, he keeps on getting eliminated by. This is what time is this? Is this a fourth time in a row, the second round? Like, why are you guys surprised? Why are you blaming poor James Harden for this when this is exactly where Doc Rivers wanted to go out to. This is where he's used to going out to. He didn't adjust. I couldn't believe. Like, what did you see from when 76 were playing? What did you see? Like, what was the even strategy? What was the tactic? Tell me, what was the tactic? Harden gets the ball. Harden facilitates. Oh, Embiid's back. Embiid for I didn't understand what was going on. Like, I can't understand what the strategy was. There was no way of adapting. There was no even way of getting ISO ball for him. Like, there was nothing.
But there's no need. There's no need to do ISO ball because James Harden can't go past nobody.
I know, but I'm saying there was nothing though. There was nothing.
I mean, you can't play ISO ball with Embiid. You can't have Embiid just standing on the wings.
What? So the answer is just to do nothing. Just do flipping Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Go out there and have fun. No, man, I'm sorry.
Should have made better adjustments, but
he never does.
At the end of the day, you can only give the instructions. It's the people who have to execute on the court. And James Harden in the third quarter, he had 0 points, 0 for 1 field goal attempts, 1 assist, 2 turnovers, 1 rebound in 12 minutes. This was a former scoring champion, former MVP, sixth man of the year.
It's former, but
it's his career. It's based off his career.
His career is based on scoring.
I keep on hearing Doc Rivers is this amazing coach. Let's say that word, coach.
Top 15 according to Stephen A.
Exactly, top 15, not top 5, not top 10, but top 15. I can't believe he's probably 15 because I don't know why you would put such a number, such a random number. Top 15. Whoever says top 15, you ever say top 5 or top 10? No one cares about the top 15. But let's say you put him in the top 15. You are there to coach. You are there to coach a strategy. Get the best out of James Harden. He never got the best out of James Harden. That's a fact.
So Mike D'Antoni is going to come and get the best out of James Harden. What scoring titles that will get you to where? Where did he get Houston?
I'm sorry. I'm hearing coaching. I'm hearing get the best. Hold on. I'm hearing coaching. I'm hearing get the best out of. Right, brother. Man had 2 shots in the second half, and he's the primary ball handler. Right? There's nothing that coaching can do. There's nothing that God can do in terms of what James Harden did. Yeah, there's no. Doc probably just stood on the sideline and thought to himself, "Who set me up? Who set me up? Because someone's trying to set me up for what this man did."
Okay. If Harden is not scoring, why is he staying on for 43 minutes?
Because he's got nothing else.
He's got nothing else.
He's
not scoring.
Danny Green got injured, so he's putting his
he doesn't play Danny Green's role.
But he's putting his trust in a guy that's experienced, a guy that's had the scoring titles, a guy that even at the Brooklyn Nets showed something in the regular season. Like,
take the ball out of his hand. You've got a ready-made guard in Maxey.
Give it to who on that roster?
No, they're young. That's what I'm gonna say. When you said that, it immediately came to mind, and that's why TJ said.
But Maxey got 20 points. He can handle himself.
They're not ready to carry a team especially when you've got Embiid and Harden on the team.
So you want insanity. So you want insanity. Keep on giving
that
to Harden,
can bring you championships.
Hoping for something, but he's never bought a championship.
He's got the skill set too, but something's there for Harden that he just downs tools, or he just doesn't. I don't know what it is. Listen, he just can't get over the line.
One thing, James Harden went to Philly to do one thing and one thing only, and that was get Doc Rivers sacked. Remember, James Harden, when he left Rockets, he wanted to go Philly, but he couldn't get it done, so he ended up at the Brooklyn Nets. Then found a way to down tools and then go to Philly. And all he's trying to do now is bring D'Antoni in because that's his boy. Because remember, he's also trying to get that Supermax. He's trying to get that Supermax.
James Harden is a max contract player. And
he's not a max contract player.
He's a max. What do you mean he's not a
max contract player? The Supermax is there.
But clearly he's not a max contract. He has to go and
that's prove. What the NBA right now are giving him. He's got that status and he gets a max contract.
But you look at what. So you think that he tanked and then he's going to get a supermax contract.
He probably will.
I think that he tanked to get D'Antoni
In the second round
and
of a playoffs, you tank.
Well, he does it all the time. So, like, it's no different.
He didn't tank. That's just who he is, and he's a max.
But this time it was just worse. This time it was worse because before it was a case that he was missing shots. In this one, he didn't even take shots. So it just makes it even worse.
And you know what? Can I just say something? The performance Harden put in Game 6 is just as bad, just as culpable as what Ben Simmons did in Philly.
Yeah, if not worse.
If not worse.
If not worse.
No.
Yes.
If not worse.
No.
Yes.
Taking 2 shots is worse than missing up a dunk, bro.
Wait. So why are you guys are missing the big picture here? You guys are missing the big picture.
Mate, draw it for us. Get out your color, your crayons.
Why? First of all, are you guys not blaming the guy that come every single playoffs, every single one since he's come into this league has been injured? Like, why are we not getting onto him? James Harden got you the 10 points, that Ben Simmons could never get. James Harden got you double digits that Ben Simmons never get. If Embiid was fit and did his role, they've won.
But when he was doing his role, then why wasn't Harden doing his role? If Harden was doing his role when Embiid was doing his role, when he was available to do his role, they would be through.
Exactly. If Harden was doing his job, the series against the Raptors wouldn't want to have gone 6 games.
Harden hasn't done that job for years. He hasn't done that job for years. He went into Brooklyn and became a facilitator. It's hard to transition from scoring to facilitating to scoring. At Brooklyn, he became more and more and more of a facilitator. Let's not forget that. You can't just ask him to suddenly go back to being Houston Rocket James Harden under a coach that can't coach.
We don't even want Houston Rockets. We take OKC James Harden at this point. Like anything, we take James Harden in preseason.
But he's not that.
We take John Harden in preseason. Something, anything.
You need to build a team around Harden that will make him effective. You can't just say Harden.
It's Embiid's. It's Embiid's team.
How can it be Embiid's team if he's never fit in the playoffs? Well, like, you guys need to get onto this guy. You need to get onto this guy. Why he's not?
No.
Why is he off the hook?
He is always injured in the playoffs.
Every playoff. We're not talking about he's being fit for one. Every single player, if this guy has an injury, I don't care if he's playing through it. He needs to learn to manage his season, so he's not getting injuries. I don't expect Doc to do it because Doc doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Look at that face. Does that look like someone that knows what he's doing?
That's the look of a man that says, I'm bringing the chip without James Harden next season.
He's getting sacked. Rightfully so. He deserves to lose his job. I'm sorry. I don't care what he's done for black coaches. He needs to go upstairs so he could do more for black coaches and start flipping around and sabotage himself. He needs to go.
Honestly.
Forget it.
Honestly. Anyway, people, we need to move on.
By the way, can I get my apology?
Huh?
He was out second round again. Can I get my apology?
Yeah, that's James Harden. We said at the start of the season, we didn't expect James Harden. We didn't expect James Harden to go there.
James Harden
and sabotage.
No.
Even
if Ben Simmons played there, it would have been the same result. So I don't care if it's Harden or Simmons.
I wouldn't. It wouldn't have been.
What Simmons have done in this series? What was the Simmons done? I'm sorry, guys. Give me my flowers. Give me my.
Anyway, moving on, people. We got to talk about the Eastern Conference Finals between the Celtics and the Heat. Just quickly, guys. What are we expecting, and who do we think's coming through that? Because it is going to be a dogfight. We know that because both teams are elite defensively. Both teams, obviously, Heat having Butler and Celtics having Tatum. And then obviously the other, Oladipo, Lowry, Adebayo, and the Celtics getting Horford, Brown, and Smart. It's going to be an absolute mad one. So, how long is it going for, and who's going through?
Okay. Okay.
I feel like it's easy for me.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tough series, but I think I see every kind of alternative Doctor Strange universe ending with a Celtics win.
Who's gonna say that?
They just have Tatum can go Kobe, and he obviously doesn't do it consistently, but he can go Kobe in any game, and Heat don't have a player like that. So when you have their
Yeah.
defenses that are matching, they're kind of nullifying each other.
Yeah.
Then you go to the other areas, and so not even just Tatum. Celtics don't have Al Horford and Williams that can do what they do, and I think that's what's going to be the difference. Like, well, if Butler can put the handcuffs on Tatum, or he doesn't have one of his good games, you will have Smart, you will have Williams, Horford, who will give you 20, and it'll be enough. Get you the rebounds, and it'll be enough to kind of supplement what Brown and Tatum gives you on that night. So I think they win it in. I want to say 5, but I'll say 6 to be safe.
Jeez.
I want to say 5, but I'll say 6.
5, nah.
I want to say 5, but I'm going to say 6 to kind of.
I think it's going 7. I think Celtics do it in 7. I think it's going to be back and forth. I think that it's going to come down to the benches. I agree with Kay in saying that it's going to come down to the benches. How many points they can get off the benches, but I think that Celtics just have a little bit more on the bench than the Heat
They
do,
don't.
especially
because Heat's role players
They
regress.
especially if Lowry isn't fit because he's out again.
For me, Lowry isn't gonna be. They've won without Lowry. I don't think Lowry is gonna be a factor.
Yeah, but Lowry's another player that will listen. He's a guy that's experienced. He's a guy that they can be relied upon, and you know what you're going to get from him. I think that when you look outside of Butler, Oladipo, and Bam, like you're hoping that Hero turns up. What's the other one? Duncan Robinson. Is he fit?
Yeah, they've regressed. Like Hero,
Oladipo and Hero though, they're off the bench, and Hero, and I just don't think Celtics have anyone off the bench like Hero. He will give you a good 25 off the bench, which is underrated. Oladipo just gonna give
bro, he hasn't been good. He's not been good.
Who?
Hero.
Yes. He's hit what last year? I swear against Sixers, he was averaging like 20.
Yeah, last season, but not
this
season.
This season they've regressed.
This season he hasn't been great, to be honest. Tyler Hero, and I think Duncan Robinson's injured.
Yeah, Duncan Robinson injured.
Yeah, so don't get me wrong. I don't think it's as straightforward as KA thinks. I think it's going to 7 games, and I think Celtics will take it, but it's gonna be a nuts one. But I would like to see Jimmy Butler get to another finals, but I don't have an issue with Celtics winning this either. But I think Celtics will take it in 7.
I agree. I think Celtics do. I've always liked them 3 actually. I like their 3-point attack, Smart, Tatum, and Brown. But just to be different, I can see Heat pulling up something. Because for me, as I said, I think they're just deeper, and they could just throw people at problems. They could throw people at Tatum. They could throw people at Brown, Smart. And for me, they can go toe to toe. I don't think Bucks could have go toe to toe without Middleton. Heat, they can go toe to toe. It's gonna be an interesting series. I think it's gonna be low scoring. I think we're gonna see lows of 90.
Yeah.
90,
both teams are going to cancel themselves out.
Yeah.
On the defensive end, it's going to be a nuts one. But I think it's going to be another good series, to be honest. And we'll see what happens on the East. But we got to move over to the West, which is just as crazy, bruv. Listen, the Mavs back in the conference finals, winning 4-3. First time back since 2011 when they won it. When Dirk Nowitzki, right? Dirk Nowitzki single-handedly destroyed the super team that is the Miami Heat, right? On his
Hey,
own, right? On his own, right? When LeBron was, supposed
no,
to be taking over.
they had like Sean Marion and the Jet.
Man said Shawn Marion. So listen,
They had guys. They had
listen,
Jason Kidd. They had
you,
guys, man.
hold on, you nearly made me say your government name just then when you said Shawn Marion, bro. Listen,
You're not forgetting these guys swept your Lakers. I didn't know sweep Lakers in the thingy. Or
That's
beat
not
them
important.
4-1.
That's not important. That's not important. We're not talking about Lakers. We're talking about LeBron. But listen, Luka absolutely balled out, and I said to the truth, and Truth, I was like, he earned my respect not because of playing, but in terms of leading this team and getting through. And hey, bro, listen, the Phoenix Suns have a lot to answer for, right? Because that game 7 was disgraceful, right? At halftime, Mavs were up by 30. Halftime, Luka had the same amount of points as the Phoenix Suns did. I think in the fourth, right, they were up by 46 at one point. Right, I think Luka dropped 35. I don't think Luka didn't come on the court in the whole fourth quarter. Right, Devin Booker I think got 11 points. I think Chris Paul got 10, but I think Chris Paul had 1 point, like in the first half or something like that. Like, okay, first things first. What happened to the Phoenix Suns in Game 7?
I think that I just think things just weren't going their way, and Luka was just playing on it out of this world. I just think they got into their own heads, or they just felt they had a bad game, and they just like when things weren't going their way, it's like when it rains, it pours, and it just torrential rain, like summertime rain in the Caribbean, in Africa, like that's how bad it was. It's just like nothing was just dropping for them, and once and on top of that, and hey, the way Luka playing the way he did, and then the role players like the second and third guys going off the way they did,
Dinwiddie and Brunson.
it was literally two ends of the spectrum. It's like the guys you just mentioned, Brunson and Dinwiddie, their confidence was on 100. It's like they were just shooting everything was just dropping for them. And then Phoenix, where everything their confidence was just on a -10, that nothing was going their way. They couldn't execute, and it just turned out to be this historic game of a blowout. It's just I've not seen anything like it, man.
It's nuts. It's nuts. I think it's tied 5th for the biggest win in playoff history. I think the 30-point gap was the biggest at halftime in the playoffs ever. Like everything was just negative. For the Suns, and positive for the Mavs. Truth. How much does Chris Paul have to be blamed for not just the loss for Game 7, but the series on a whole?
Yes, that's just the answer. Yes. I'm sorry. He's there. He's seen it all. 37. He should have been there to see these young guys through at home. Okay, talking them through it, but he just had no answer. He had no answer, and the reason is because, as you said, Luka took it to him. He was part of the reason that they were losing. Luka, it was a mismatch.
They targeted him though. The Dallas team targeted.
That's the thing. He was targeted, and unfortunately, Chris Paul, he should have been taken out of that game ASAP.
They can't take him. They can't take him out.
They can because last year when he was injured, and I forgot who came on for him. I can't remember his name. What's his name?
What campaign?
No, I can't remember the guy's name. Was it Payne? Is Payne in it?
He's one. That's who I think we might be speaking of.
Yeah, I think it's Cameron Payne when he came on and he played in, got his position and done pretty well because it was just a mismatch. It was especially on the defensive end. Like, how could he lead the team if he's getting destroyed himself? I don't know if the coach should have had more of an impact, but Chris Paul, in terms of leadership, just had nothing to. Like, it was so bad that I was there, I'm watching it. Like, it was brutal.
he was in Phoenix, yeah. I was in Arizona, yeah. Go on that private jet back.
I'm telling you, now I was up because I had a nut, so I said, let me stay up. And I couldn't actually believe what I was seeing. I tuned in, I said, yeah, it's going to be close. Because I normally miss the first quarter, because first quarter is normally feeling out period. But then I saw the score, I was like, okay, not looking good. I was like, okay, they're going to come back second quarter, they're at home. And then the gap's just getting bigger. Even third quarter, and then it's just like, wow, this is actually finished. This is actually finished. And you saw it. It was a real mismatch. It was a real mismatch. I think CP3 has a lot to do with it. Very poor last 5 games. The coach has to take some blame. I know he's young, but you need to get Chris Paul out of there. It wasn't working. You need to get Chris Paul out of there. And let's not let Devin Booker off the hook either. But this guy's Kobe's understudy. There should have been some little mamba about him. He looked cooked too.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, so I remember last season when they got to the finals, we talked about their inexperience, and we said that this season, I said as well, like this season I expected a step up, in the game, and for them to possibly get back to the conference finals. And I think their inexperience shown was seen this series, not even last night's game. This playoff series, the manager's experience was shown. They didn't prepare the team properly, and I think DeAndre Ayton and Booker, they can bounce back from this because they're young. But as you said, Chris Paul, he's seen it and done it all. He should have been able to help get them back in the game, kind of like help get their mindset back in the game. But at the same time, he's a perennial choker as well in the playoffs.
It's true though.
He's a perennial choker as well.
When you listen, as
So
much
you
as I
should be
go on
giving him
about
Harden.
James Harden, listen, because in truth, Chris Paul's had a lot of leads that he's
Have
thrown
you seen
away.
the stats? The amount of 2-0 leads he's blowing.
It's stupid.
Day of career.
It's stupid.
Yeah, but listen,
Like,
listen. Chris Paul has never been a superstar.
Which means he's never been a superstar. He's
top 75 in the NBA. Like,
you can love putting out these numbers, like these random,
like he's a
these
point
random
guard.
milestones.
But people have conversations about him being in the top 3 point guards of all time.
Oh, you were calling him point guard last season, bro.
Yeah, because that's his nickname, though. That's his nickname. But
there's so many nicknames.
The reason that he's a point guard is him facilitating, not him taking over games and being the man and being the superstar. Like, he's not been a Luka. Come on, look, this guy's 6 foot tall. Let's be real.
Yeah,
let's be real.
I think Steph Curry facilitates and he takes over games all the time.
Steph Curry's the greatest shooter of all time. Stop it. Stop
Listen,
picking and choosing, yo.
With Chris Paul, like, I agree with you. I think he needs to be held accountable because
he does. Don't get me wrong.
You can say that he's not the superstar that he is, but at the end of the day, he is a star. He is a facilitator. He is the point guard. He is the maestro of his team, and he has an up and coming potential guy that could be a superstar in his ranks. And he failed his team. Remember, we can't escape the fact that we were talking about James Harden at Houston. Chris Paul was there. He was there. And as much as we get on
there, though.
I know he was in it for one of the series, but this other one he was there for. And James Harden, as much as we get onto James Harden, CP3 was also there. I think he's gotten away with the fact that he's always been, even at Clippers, I think he got away with a lot because Blake Griffin was there. So he's kind of gone under the radar in terms of getting the blame for stuff. And I think this is the first time, because Devin Booker is young and up and coming. That's why Chris Paul's not getting away with it, because he's seen as the experienced guy and the guy that should have been leading. And unfortunately for him,
I agree.
He has to take the L on this one. But I want to ask, is he done now? Is that it for Chris Paul? Is he finished?
Oh, he doesn't sound done.
No more, not even a thought about him getting a ring anymore. Is that it now?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. When it comes to a ring, yeah. When it comes to a ring, you could argue they could. I wouldn't be surprised if they bounce back next season. Again, because we said they're young, they can kind of easily brush it off and they add the right pieces around them. But it feels like they're done. I want to say they're done.
Okay, do you know what? Do you know what depends on Chris Paul? If he's not made the first option. For me, Chris Paul only
Well,
gets
he's not the first option, though. Booker was the first option.
No, but Chris Paul played all 40 minutes? 38 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Or in game 7?
Yeah, in game 7.
Did
31 minutes, sorry. 31
yeah,
minutes.
about saying him for 38 minutes.
I'm saying that he comes off the bench and plays. I'm talking about.
You can't. He's
Man
not a
said
bench.
come
He's
off the
not a
bench.
bench.
Leave
Come
out Chris
on,
Paul.
man.
He's not a bench player.
That's what he is. That's what he is.
Nah.
I'll tell you why. Because he cannot set the tone. Because teams now, if you see the way things are being played,
Yeah, how things changed it. Yeah, last season you were screaming point God.
Yeah, because he could cope.
After he got them to the
more.
conference finals.
People look. No matter what, things change. A year is a long time in basketball. Like a year ago, people thought that putting up the wall against Giannis was the way forward. Giannis has found a way to counteract the wall. Like a year ago, Chris Paul could defend at a high thing. Right now, Mavs are saying, let's go attack Chris Paul. There's certain things that people do that changes the meta. And for me, that's going to be the meta going forward now. Chris Paul is going to be targeted and he cannot keep up because he's not physically able to. So unless he's put on the bench, he's not going to win a ring again. He's not going to win a ring in his career.
No, I don't think he can be a bench. I still think he has a thing to start.
37 at 6 foot. With his injury record.
What I will say is that his minutes could be reduced as he phases out and fades out into the sunset in his career. But Chris Paul ain't coming off the bench, bro. No chance. But listen, credit to the Dallas Mavericks. Luka balled out. How KA, how impressed were you with Luka and the way how, not so much because we know Luka can score, but it's the way how he led this team. How impressed with the way he led this team, considering that everybody thought that this was going to be an easy series for the Phoenix Suns.
No, I'm very impressed. Like, especially on the road as well, going into Phoenix. Very impressed with how he led the team, how he kind of like brought that energy and just took it to the. He silenced the whole stadium. Everyone took their souls by himself. Obviously, like I said, players, Dinwiddie, and Brunson, they all stepped up, but they were able to do what they did because of Doncic. They fed off Luka's energy and his confidence, and this guy's confidence is skyrocket when he's on his game. So, I'm impressed by him. He took it to the next level. I'm impressed by him, but I felt like he always had it in him to do it, and in the players, he's a dangerous guy. You always have to be afraid of Luka. It's just, that's it really. You always have to be afraid of him.
I think the one thing with Luka is I thought it was a mistake, but I've turned out to be wrong. When they traded Porzingis. Yeah, because I thought him and Porzingis should have worked, but it didn't. I thought it was wrong for him to trade, but it's worked out for them. And Luka has come to the forefront and said, "Yeah, I'm here. I'm going to be in these conversations now of being the best player in the NBA because that's what I believe that I am." And you can see by his confidence and the way I was playing. Listen, like obviously that K, you sent the vid, bruv, when man was looking at man and thinking, okay, is that what you're doing? Yeah, cool. Like he's so self-assured.
Look how he's looking at him in my picture. Let you see that.
Luka's a different breed, bruv. But listen, there's facing the Phoenix Suns. And then there's facing a resurgent Golden State Warriors.
Wait, let's give flowers to Jason Kidd as well, man. He coached.
Yeah.
He figured out the game. He made the game plan, executed it.
And this is what
perfectly.
I like to see. This is what I like to see from coaches: actual coaching.
Yeah, because no one, like you said, everyone wrote off Phoenix. So they thought it was going to be a blowout, and Jason Kidd came out and was like, "Yeah, it was a blowout, but we're the one who blew them out." Like,
no, it's true, 100%.
Like...
And I think the best thing Jason Kidd did was told Luka to give up the ball in terms of bringing his other teammates into play. Because what I noticed in the series was that Luka was scoring loads of points, but the rest of the teammates weren't doing so well. And I think when you look at the results of when they've won, it's because the other guys have stepped up to the party. But Luka has also given up the ball a little bit more. So credit to Jason Kidd for figuring it out, bro, because everyone thought, because I think Phoenix went 2-0 up in the series. Yeah. And everyone thought it was done. So, 100% K, we give credit to Jason Kidd and see what happens with the Dallas Mavericks. But as I said, it's a different animal facing the resurgent Golden State Warriors. Obviously, Steph looking back to his best. Clay is back, getting back to close to his best. Obviously, still trying to figure things out. Obviously, when those two are back, then Draymond's going to be on it as well. And this series is going to be nuts. Golden State, they beat Memphis. Ja got injured. No one really cares because everyone expected Golden State to get through. In terms of this series now, Truth, where is it won and lost? Because I've been hearing a lot of people say the Dallas Mavericks are a bad matchup for Golden State. But I believe that Golden State have too much for the Mavericks. So where do you believe that this series is going to be won and lost?
I just don't think. For me, they have to switch up Steph on Luka. That's a big mismatch right there. Can Clay guard him? Maybe. Can Draymond guard him?
Clay will be on Luka.
Yeah.
Clay will be on Luka.
But Clay's, I know you said they've been resurgent, but I haven't been impressed. And in fact, Steph is having his worst shooting record since he's probably been in the league. Like some of his worst shooting, his 3-point is down at 30, I think it's 33%, which is one of the lowest of his careers. If Steph is shooting like that, his 3-pointers, then he's shooting like everyone else. No, he's shooting worse than everyone else. So, I think Luka shoots at 30%, so it's nothing special. For me, they have Golden State need to find an answer for Luka, because Luka could take over the series, and I think Mavericks have enough for everyone else. Like I don't see anyone troubling.
I 100% agree with you. I don't see how the Mavs stop. I mean, the Golden State stop Luka. I think Clay can do a job. Maybe it might switch Draymond Green onto him, which causes him a big problem because we know how much of an elite defender Draymond is. But I don't see who's going to stop Steph and Clay if they start shooting the way how we know they can. Like who in the Mavericks?
Yeah, if they start shooting at that, but they haven't. That's the thing. They haven't been shooting.
Well, Clay got 30 points in his last game, so
yeah, but they're not shooting that three at a Golden State clip. They're not shooting at that. Golden State could, when they're shooting at three, it's 40 plus, and that's what made them so dangerous. At the moment, they're shooting like any other team. And let's be real, the Grizzlies ran them very close. The Grizzlies ran them very close, and I think as a team, they've got a team built around Luka. I think Spencer Dinwiddie, huge. He can.
Yeah, I think the Nets made a massive mistake letting him go.
Yeah, he's gonna do some damage. So it's gonna be tough. I think it's gonna be one on how Golden State deal with Luka. If they could send enough at him and slow him down, I don't think they're gonna stop him. If they could slow him down enough or keep the ball in his hands, as you said, then yeah, I think they'll win off their shooting. But if Luka gets cooking and it's just a mismatch against whoever he goes up against, then it's going to be a series over.
Okay, how do you see it going?
See, I find this one a bit harder to call than the Celtics Heat game. It's tough. I don't know because I don't know. It's hard to see how Warriors can put something together to beat over 7 series, but I feel like they will take it.
Who? Golden State?
Golden State. I feel like they will. Again, a bit like Tatum, Doncic. He could take over ball games and have those great games like he did last night, but can he do it for a whole series? Because
Just done it in 7.
yeah, but he was his games weren't this. All his games. He didn't take over all the games as he did.
All the wins he took over.
Even the ones that he didn't, he still scored stupid amount of points. To be honest,
Yeah.
But I feel like if Golden State take it to Game 7, I feel like they have enough to beat Dallas in a Game 7.
Yeah,
That's just what it is.
I think Golden State have enough to win this game. I think that it's going to be. I think it's going to go 7 games, but I think that the Golden State have enough. I think in the regular season, I think it's 3-1 to the Mavs in terms of when they played each other in the regular season.
The Mavs are going to be confident, though. I think the Mavs are
going to be confident.
They're going to be 100% confident, but I don't see Spencer Dinwiddie and Brunson having the shooting games that they had in Game 7 throughout a whole series. I just don't see that happening. Whereas I can see that happening with Stephen, Clay, and Jordan Poole. I can see that happening. I think where the Mavs will have the advantage is in the paint. Because like once you take Draymond out of the equation, like you can attack the paint.
They still got a thing done there. What's his name?
Who? What?
Wiseman.
What? Looney?
No, it'd be Wiseman or Draymond. It'd be Wiseman.
Wiseman. They still got Wiseman in the paint. I think he's decent.
I think you can attack the paint with the Golden State. I think that's where Dallas will have the most success. But I think I can see Golden State taking it in 7 personally. But it's funny that
sorry, Looney is Looney. Yeah, you're right. With Looney in the paint, they could take Looney's not.
Yeah. It's funny that no one was talking about the Mavs at the beginning of the series, and now all of a sudden we're saying, they could take it and go to the finals. It's nuts.
I don't think they can. Like I said, Luka can be over 7 games. He can maybe be consistent, which I find it a bit hard to see. But as you said, TJ, this is it. Can Dinwiddie, can Brunson, can Finley give you those numbers over 7 games and help? Because I just think that Warriors just have a better balance in terms of experience, talent, and better balance in talent. And so you could argue their defense might let them down, but I think their scoring and their offense will outweigh their defense and how much they can contain Luka. I personally think that. So with Wiggins can surprise you. Have his off nights. Wiggins is there. Clay's coming back, but then he could have his random night where everything's dropping from him, and he feels like, yeah, I'm back to what my usual self. And they're still champions. They're previous champions, and they've got that experience of going all the way. So I think they'll have the talent and experience will be a bit enough. Will put them over the edge against Dallas.
No, 100%. It's gonna listen. Both series in the East and the West, they're gonna be close series. I think that there's no clear-cut winner.
Yeah. Do you think it's gonna be an exciting game? So
I think offensively, if you're a person that likes high-scoring games, it will be the West. I think if you're looking for the dogfight and the defense side of it, it's the East. I think the East is probably going to be low-scoring games, where I think the West is going to be high-scoring. in terms of how those games go. But either way, I think they're going to be close. I don't think we're going to see. Could probably see a Golden State with a blowout in one of the games, but I think in the East there's not going to be a single game that's a blowout. I think that it's going to be they're all going to be
I can
close
see
games.
Celtics blowing out Heat
Nah,
on one
No,
game.
It would take injuries for that to happen. It would take injuries for that to happen. I can't see like the Celtics winning by like 15, 20 points. I can't. I think they're all going to be close. They're going to go down to the wire. In the East, like we're gonna see some 90, 88 games, and all that. But freaking hell, bro! People, listen. We're gonna have to stop there because we've already gone over an hour.
Yeah.
But listen, hey, it's been a mad one. Listen, let us know what you think in the comment section about the Eastern Conference Finals. Let us know what you think about the Western Conference Finals.
Wait, so who's making the finals? Who's your pick? Golden State and
Celtic Warriors.
I'm saying
Celtic
Warriors.
Yeah, I'm
Warriors.
saying the same.
Golden State were my pick to get out originally, but I'm not gonna lie, Luka's turned me into a fan.
So what are you saying? Mavs Heat?
No, I'm saying Mavs. Yeah, Mavs Heat. Mavs Heat. I'll switch up and go Mavs Heat.
Nah, listen, it's a flip of a coin. Personally, I think personally, but yeah, people, let us know who you're picking. Who's gonna be in the finals? Is it Mavs Heat? Is it Celtics Warriors? Is it Mavs Heat? What did I say? Mavs? Is it Mavs
You said it
Celtics?
again, yeah.
Is it Warriors Heat? Whichever way around you want to put them, people, and also let us know. What you think about CP3? Is he done? Is that it? Does he need to hang up the basketball shoes? Let us know what you think about Doc. Is he getting sacked? Is it his fault? Let us know what you think about James Harden. Will we ever be able to find him again? Does he even play basketball? Let us know what you think in the comment section. And as usual, before we go, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button. Share all the time. We are here, and don't forget to join our social media pages as well. Links are in the description. I want to say thank you very much to my guys, The Truth and Mr. KA. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Pleasure, man.
You're right there, Truth.
Listen, Tynus is licking
Peace
everybody.
out, guys, man.
People coming up, we'll be back. Listen, we will be back before the final, the NBA finals. We will be back to preview the NBA final. That is 100% guaranteed. Obviously, Footy Chat is coming back after Arsenal's loss to Newcastle. We're going to be talking all that. Get the guys back on.
I'm not there. I'm not there.
What you talking about?
What
you talking about?
I am taking a vote of silence. I plead the fifth.
Listen, Footy Chat will be back as we look ahead to the title race, the top 4 race, and the relegation battle. We'll be doing all of that. And yeah, people, listen, stay safe out there, be safe, and we shall see you very, very soon. Peace.